Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a fall look with only drugstore products. Few favorites in here, few OGs that you will probably notice. I also have a few things thrown in here that I'm still testing out. So it's gonna be a fun, chill makeup tutorial. I don't know what kind of look I'm going for yet, but like I said, the inspiration is fall, so I'm excited. If that is something you're interested in seeing, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so my eyes are already primed. I'm gonna be starting with eyes today like I normally do. I used my MAC Painterly paint pot that I always use. Don't mind my skin. It's breaking out really bad. I've been eating a lot of Halloween candy. It's October. It happens. So I'm breaking out a lot from that, and my skin has just been really dry recently. It gets dry when the weather changes, you know, and then once it's cold, it kind of goes back to its normal state, but it's kind of like the shock of the cold weather gives me some dry skin. The palette that I'm going to use is a drugstore brand. It is the NYX Ultimate Utopia palette. This is a huge palette. It has everything that you could need, and it's very warm toned, which works well with the fall. And these are all really good shadows. You know, you have shimmers, you have mattes, you have pressed pigments, you have really anything that you could need in here. NYX is just a good brand in general. I always say that because for me, they kind of have everything that I could need, and it's good. Like, it's a makeup brand that has a lot to offer. Every facet, you know, in makeup, whether it be foundation, face, eyes, base, eyebrows, lips, they have everything you could need, and they're a very affordable, good brand. I feel like I kind of want to do like purples today. When I think of fall, I think of browns, and I think of like purples, like vampy eye looks. So I think that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna start with this shade right here. It's like a soft purple color, and I'm going to use a Morphe M506 with that shade. It's my favorite brush in the world. And we're gonna focus this in the outer corner. You guys know the drill. From the lash line up to the outer corner is where we're gonna pack it. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this eye look. I know the kind of look that I'm going for. I'm not gonna stray away from what I normally do. I really like to focus all my eyeshadows in like a diagonal upward formation. It really helps to lift my eyes and elongate my eyes. So we're just gonna do the same kind of look today with some purples, I think. I'm then gonna go in with this shade right here. It's just a soft orangey nude shade. I'm gonna use it as my transition shade. I'm gonna take this Profusion ES3 and I'm going to go right here on the crease. What I love about this palette is all of the shadows work really well with each other. They all blend in with each other. I do have some palettes where the shadows do not work well together. You kind of really have to work at them to get them to work for you. This is not that palette. I'm gonna go in with my 506 again, and just out here, I'm gonna pull it. I'm gonna bring it in a little bit further. I think I want this to be kind of like my lid shade, so I am bringing it in a little bit further. I am going to go in and clean out the outer corner, so I'm not worrying about how messy that is right now. Then I'm going to go in with this shade right here, which is a lot darker, and I'm going to focus this one in the outer corner. It's just like a very burnt reddish purple shade, like plum. I'm going to use a Profusion ES6 and focus this right out here. Gonna take my 506 again with whatever's left over and blend. I'm gonna take my transition shade again, which was just that soft orangey brown, and I'm going to build that up a little bit more. I wanna make sure that I didn't lose it. Taking a bit more of that purple, first going on the lash line and then bringing it up. I'm not sure if I wanna take a shimmer or a matte. I think I'm gonna take matte just because that's what I am feeling today. I'm gonna take this one right here, just like almost a stark white, but there's a little bit more cream to it, so it's not icy white. I'm gonna take a bit of a fluffier paddle brush. This is a Morphe M124, just because I want to do like a bit of blending. I want this to be soft. And if I took a stiffer brush, it would be a lot more like a cut crease. I want this to be a lot softer, so I'm taking a fluffier paddle brush. And I'm just gonna focus this on the inner corner. This is just going to lighten up the inner corner. I'm gonna take more of that purple first shade that we used and just marry it with where we put down that cream shade. Always make sure to open your eyes as you're doing your eyeshadow so that you can know what the actual shape and look of your eyeshadow is going to be when your eyes are open. I have a bit of a hood to my eye, so I really like to make sure that my eyes are open because it's going to look completely different when my eyes are closed versus when they're open. I'm gonna go in and add a little bit more of that darkest shade that we use, the plum shade. These eyes are really buttery and blendable, but you want to make sure that you didn't actually blend them away. So I'm just making sure to add more if I feel like I lost some. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do my other eye off camera, and I'm gonna add some liner and mascara, and then I'm gonna come back and we can keep on chugging along with this tutorial. So I'll see you in just a second. All right, I did go in and apply my lashes as well as doing everything else that I previously mentioned, which I don't normally do, but I was feeling like I wanted to do it today. So we're gonna move on to face. I'm gonna be taking this Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. This is in the shade 103 Natural Buff. Like I said, this is not gonna match my face because I don't have a self-tan on right now, but we're just gonna drag it down and hope for the best. So I don't have a primer on. I'm not gonna add a primer. I would, if I was going to, I'd use the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. That's a very good, inexpensive primer, but just not feeling like I need a primer today. I'm gonna take my e.l.f. sponge with this foundation and I'm going to just swipe it on. Now, this is a light foundation, but it still is darker because I am as pale as a ghost. Like I said, we're just gonna drag it down. So I bought this in a haul, this foundation. Like in my most recent haul, I mentioned it. I had used it like years ago. I don't think I liked it when I used it then. Everyone always talks about how great this foundation is, so I was like, you know what, let me just try it out again and see if I can get it to work with me. So this is the first time that I'm using it in a really long time. So far, so good. I mean, it's covering everything. Did you guys see how much that covered? Gonna repeat it on the other side. I definitely don't need as much on this side. Little goes a very long way, it would seem. Now I am curious how this would work if I used a brush. For right now, I am thoroughly enjoying the finish that this sponge gave me. Like, my skin looks amazing. And I didn't even use a primer. And it definitely feels matte. I remember people saying that the formula had changed for this foundation, and I'm thinking that that might have been in my favor because I don't remember liking it the last time I used this. But that one, really good. The concealer that I'm going to take is the NYX Bear With Me concealer. Another great inexpensive product. Just going to take a little bit on my finger. This is in the shade Vanilla. If anything, I'll go in with a sponge, but I'm going to try to see if I can just work it in with my finger. This is a very hydrating concealer without being luminous. It feels very good on the eyes, but it doesn't make me feel like I'm like highlighted and dewy. It reminds me of the Lancome concealer. Because of how thin it is, it shouldn't be able to cover as much as it does, but somehow it does. Just going down the center of the face with this to highlight a little bit. Before I go in and set that concealer, I am going to add some more cream products to my face. I'm gonna take this Milani Liquid Contour Conceal and Perfect in 02 Ginger. This is a cream contour that I did like. I'm hoping it's not gonna be too dark for the foundation that I have on today. I used this one other time and I want to play with it more because I think that I liked it. I wasn't in love with it, but I definitely liked it. It has a little spongy applicator like the Charlotte Tilbury products. So I'm gonna go in right above where the natural contour of my cheek is and just add some, very minimal amount. And I'm gonna quickly go ahead and blend it out. Always start small with this product because it can go sideways very quickly. See, like that's the smallest amount and it still like gave me a fantastic contour. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. This is also one that you want to blend into the skin. I have a few cream contours that really look better when they're kind of padded into the skin. I'm gonna hit the forehead as well. I'm gonna be a little bit more liberal up here just because I got the space. It's a good product, but I'm perfecting the ways on how to use it. Because it is a very interesting design and I feel like you have to be quick with it because it sets like really fast. That looks good up there on my forehead, see? Good product, I think. I'm gonna keep playing with it, but it's a good product, I think. For blush, I'm gonna take this Cream to Powder Milani Cheek Kiss blush. This is in the shade Nude Kiss. It is a bit deeper than the blushes that I normally use are just because we're in fall. It's deep lip, deep eye, deep contour, deep blush. I think I'm just gonna start out with my finger and just pat this in. Like I said, this is a cream to powder finish. So as we're applying it, it's gonna feel like a cream, but it's gonna set as a powder. I like this shade because it's not too much of a statement. It's still very nude, but it has enough color that's not gonna clash with anything else that you have on your face, like your eyes or your lips. I'm not sure if they still have these in store. I think that they do. They have a few colors. It's a good product, this blush. I never remember that I have it, sadly, because I have so many other cream blushes and powder blushes that I love, but this is definitely one I'm gonna start to utilize in the fall because it's so pretty. Now that all that stuff is down, we're gonna go in and set. This is the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. Fantastic drugstore translucent setting powder. This is so freaking good. I'm gonna take this on a small taper brush. This is one by e.l.f. and I'm gonna hit underneath my eyes with the powder. It's so good. It's like only a few dollars and it's so freaking good. You guys know that my favorite is the One Size Setting Powder, which I will always recommend no matter what kind of video I'm doing. I know that it is a pretty penny, but for me, it's worth it. If, however, you're just getting into makeup and you don't want to spend that money, this is a really good alternative. It's not a loose powder, so you don't have as much freedom as you would with a loose one, but this one gets the job done just the same, in my opinion. I don't think I'm going to set anywhere else on my face, just where I did down the center of my face and under my eyes. I don't want to mattify everything right now. I'm just gonna leave it the way that it is. To finish off the face, I'm gonna go in with a bit of this Powder Rimmel bronzer in the shade 22 Sun Bronze. This is a perfect dupe for the Fenty Sun Stalker, no, what is it called? The Sun Stalker Powder Bronzer in the shade, what is the shade that I use? I forget, but the shade that I use, if you've seen any of my other videos of the Fenty bronzer, this is a perfect dupe for it. I'm gonna go in with my Morphe M530 and just hit right here. You see how that blush is still lasting no matter what I put on top of it? I think I'm gonna go in with a smidge of powder contour as well. I don't normally do a powder contour, but since, like I said, this is a fall look, all the more dramatic, I am gonna go in with one. This is just the e.l.f. contour palette, and I'm gonna take this darkest shade right here, and I'm just gonna take it on my Real Techniques contour brush and hit right where I put that Milani cream contour. I'm gonna go in on the lower lash line before I hop off camera and do my brows. I'm gonna take this like stiff flat brush and the darkest shade that we used, this one right here, and I'm gonna press that up against the lower lash line. I'm only gonna bring it in like halfway. Take this shade right here, the first one we used, and I'm gonna blend out dark shade on the lower lash line. And this is gonna be super smoky. So if you're not into that, definitely don't do it this way. I'm gonna add a spot of mascara too on these lower lashes. This is just the Ilia mascara that I'm testing out. All right, I'm gonna go do my brows and then I'll be right back. So for lips, I think I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take first this Ever lip pencil by NYX. It's just a regular lip pencil, and I'm gonna line with this. Then I'm gonna go in with this Milani Lip Fetish or Color Fetish. I forget what they're called, but these are really, really good, these Milani lipsticks. This one's in the shade 440 Passion, and it's like a brick red shade. I just love the way that these feel on the lips. So unbelievably comfortable. I then am gonna go in with this NYX retractable lip liner in Cocoa and just hit my Cupid's bow up here, just to give myself a bit of a lip flip. And then just in the center, I'm gonna take this Morphe liquid lipstick in the shade Virgin, just to lighten it up a bit. You can 100% pair this with a nude lip if you really wanted to. I just kind of wanted to go for it and do a nice fall bold lip with my bold eye. I feel like this is a staple of the season, but you guys can do a nude lip if you want, if that's what you feel more comfortable with. I always feel more comfortable with a nude lip, so I totally get it. I am gonna go in with my final step, which is just to bring back my little birthmark right here using my One Size gel liner pencil again, and she's back. All right, you guys, so this is the final look. I love the way that it came out. I didn't think I was gonna love the bold lip with the bold eyes, but I'm loving it. I really love these Milani lipsticks. I think they're so good and so worth the money. Love how the eyes came out, very vampy, exactly what I was going for. I feel very seasonal right now. So if you guys did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Make sure if you have not already that you are subscribed to my channel and that you hit the little bell so that you are always notified when I upload a new video. Let me know what your favorite fall drugstore product is. If you have a favorite lipstick, favorite eye palette, favorite concealer, favorite cream contour, I would love to know and check it out. And I think that is it for today's fun, chill little drugstore fall makeup tutorial. I hope that you guys all enjoyed. I know that I did, and I will see you all in my next one.